Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Legends. We have just heard the news yesterday about New Jack's passing. It's really ironic and all that because we just saw him in January, was it, at SWF? Man, what a fucking legend, man. So I caught his ECW run from 97 to 2001 at the arena. And any time that music hit, you knew that it was about to get fucking crazy. And that's legitimately how it was. I mean, we were all shoulder to shoulder in that place. You couldn't move at all. It was packed. And that motherfucker would just bring the fucking ruckus every time. I caught the Gangstonators run. You know, I was always an Eliminators guy, but seeing the Gangstonators tear it up, that was all New Jack. I mean, Cronus was there to hit a 450 every now and then and brawl a little bit and jump over the ropes, but New Jack was carrying that motherfucking team. And it was great to see New Jack, you know, kind of grow into being a star in ECW as well, being a tag wrestler and then switch it over to being a singles competitor and really just cutting guys up, man, in the ring. I mean, there's a lot that I could say, but it's really simple with New Jack. He was just the rawest motherfucker to ever do it in wrestling, without a doubt. There might be some new people that are on his tip, but he took hardcore wrestling to another level. If Sabu was ECW, I would say New Jack is hardcore wrestling. You think that's fair to say, Alan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. New Jack is definitely a hardcore legend in ECW and a really nice guy, very professional, and I just remember like the warm greeting I had when I was talking to him over at SWF back in January. And Rick, didn't you give New Jack one of your CDs?
Yeah, I gave him a DJ mix of gangster rap stuff with Matul Shakur on it, and I felt like I had to give it to him because I was already giving out these CDs to begin with of these DJ mixes, and then when I saw him there, I said, "Holy shit, I have one of these! I got to give this to New Jack." And he said, "Thanks." You know, he was like, "This is for me, thanks." But I felt really good about that, and you know, the thing that Paul Heyman just said about him too, that kind of sums it all up as well. Is New Jack was more gangster than everybody in the ECW locker room, you know, and that was a gangster place. So, I want to say this, too. When I saw New Jack at the last show, at the SWF show in January, I could tell that when he saw Tatiana in the crowd, and I'm just giving Tatiana a shout out here, and he came over to Rob Fury. I saw the whole thing, and he said, "She's staying for the free show. Is that cool, Rob? Can she stay?" And Rob Fury said, "Okay, New Jack," and she could stay. And I just want to say that, like, an experience like that is enough to get a person to get fired up to get into the ring. And Tatiana, if you're out there listening, I know that you want to get in the ring, and that's it. You got to get in the ring. Ian, is there anything you want to say about New Jack?
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty cool when I met him. He actually gave me a good laugh. I'm sitting there by his merch table. It's me, one half of the SWF, U.S. tag titles? Yeah. Well, yeah, one half of the U.S. tag champs, Nick Sicken, and New Jack just looks at me and he goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Ian Short. Normally I'm reffing, but they had me on Ring Bell today." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then, of course, my buddy Nick had to rib me and try to get him to gig me. I'm like, "What are you trying to do, man?" But that was my cool experience with New Jack. We all had a laugh over it, and this whole thing really sucks.
I'm going to sum it up real quick with this. When we saw New Jack at that show, you know, Rob Fury was there doing his, speech before the event, getting everybody on the same page. And I saw New Jack eyeing every single person up in that, all the workers. He was eyeing them up and standing there like a fucking soldier for pro wrestling. And they've really left an impression on me that then later seeing what he did, I don't want to give anything away because we do have some footage coming to y'all from the Pro Wrestling Archives very soon from the SWF show with New Jack. But I could just tell that he was a soldier for pro wrestling, and you know, New Jack was the real deal. There's no doubt about that. And anybody who's saying that he's not didn't really know the man, you know, or I didn't even really know the man, but I appreciate fine pro wrestling, so I could say New Jack was the real deal, no doubt.
Yeah, New Jack, it definitely is a real deal, and truly an amazing competitor, and the wrestling world and the whole world in general is at a big time loss because he's a truly an awesome wrestler, and we salute you for all that you've done for pro wrestling, to put your body on the line each and every time that you step in the ring, to put your body on the line for the wrestling fans, to entertain the masses, and we just salute you, and rest in peace.